The Pre-Cambrian split, a hypothesis on the divergence of life's two great strategies. The Cambrian explosion is often celebrated as the dawn of complex life. However, its roots may lie deeper within the enigmatic Ediacaran biota of the Pre-Cambrian period. This paper proposes the Pre-Cambrian split, a conceptual framework suggesting that the Ediacaran organisms represent a critical evolutionary inflection point wherein two fundamental survival strategies emerged and began to diverge: the active, mobile, competitive path of fauna, and the passive, rooted, energy-harvesting strategy of flora. Evidence suggests that many Ediacaran organisms absorbed nutrients osmotically or through symbiotic relationships, blurring the line between animal and plant analogues. The emergence of more efficient nutrient acquisition strategies during this era may have catalyzed the ecological pressures that led to the Cambrian radiation, triggering a diversification of mobile organisms, predators and prey, and stabilizing the quiet proliferation of photosynthetic or absorptive life forms. This hypothesis does not claim a direct phylogenetic split of plants and animals within the Ediacaran clades, but rather posits that the Ediacaran biosphere was the evolutionary crucible where foundational biological strategies were refined, selected, and launched into the explosive diversity seen in later epochs. By reframing the Cambrian explosion as a product of the Pre-Cambrian split, we invite a broader exploration of early multicellular life, not as a lineage-driven narrative alone, but as a complex interplay of energetic innovation, environmental pressure, and adaptive divergence. The Ediacaran era, passive existence. Before the Cambrian, Ediacaran organisms absorbed nutrients passively, through osmosis, symbiosis, or surface-level filtering. In this mode, mobility, predation, and defense were not necessary. Life was mostly flat, soft-bodied, and relatively peaceful. The Pre-Cambrian split, divergence of strategies. One branch, Flora-like, doubled down on photosynthesis and absorption. The other, fauna-like, began to move, sense, and eventually eat, shifting from passive survival to active interaction with other organisms. The spark of predation, a new ecological pressure. Once some organisms developed the ability to consume others, a new evolutionary pressure emerged. Eat or be eaten. This led to the rapid development of eyes and senses, to detect prey or predators. Limbs and appendages, to chase or flee. Skeletons, shells, and armor, to protect and support movement. Fossilization as a side effect of predation. Soft-bodied organisms rarely fossilize. But as organisms evolved hard parts to survive predation, they left abundant and well-preserved fossils. So what looks like an explosion of life may actually be a tipping point in ecology, active predation. Combined with a preservation bias, skeletons fossilize, soft tissues don't. Conclusion: eating as the catalyst. Our hypothesis proposes that once the act of consuming life emerged, everything changed. Life was no longer just about existing, but about outmaneuvering, a radical shift that forced complexity, interaction, and competition. That makes the Cambrian explosion not mysterious at all, but inevitable, once that evolutionary line was crossed. This theory could be one of the most philosophically and ecologically profound ways to understand why the Cambrian explosion happened when and how it did. The invention of eating, predation as the catalyst for complexity. This divergence also is evident in the structure of the flora lack of skeletal properties. That's such a crucial piece of the puzzle. The invention of eating, predation as the catalyst for complexity. In the quiet seas of the Ediacaran, life had not yet learned to eat, at least, not in the way we understand it today. Most organisms existed in a world defined by absorption, surface interaction, and symbiosis. In this stillness, complexity remained minimal. Soft-bodied life forms floated, settled, or clung to microbial mats, their energy derived from passive means. But at some point, whether by environmental pressure, genetic innovation, or sheer chance, a new strategy emerged: consuming other life. This act, small at first, perhaps involving one organism engulfing a smaller one, set off an ecological chain reaction with massive implications. Predation introduced conflict into the web of life. With it came the need to move, to sense, to protect, and to chase. This gave rise to sensory organs, to detect prey or threats; mobility, to pursue or escape; shells and skeletons, to resist being eaten. The evolution of these structures didn't just enhance survival, they also enhanced preservation. Hard parts fossilize, soft tissues do not. Thus, the Cambrian explosion appears to us as a sudden burst of complex life, but what we are truly seeing is the rise of predatory life with durable bodies, made visible by their fossilized remnants. By contrast, Flora retained their pre-Cambrian strategy. They did not need to hunt, and so never needed to evolve armor or limbs. Their success was not built on consuming others, but on extracting energy from the sun, water, and minerals. The absence of skeletal features in plants is not a lack of advancement. It's a testament to a completely different evolutionary path, one where survival is based on stability, not struggle. Thus, the Pre-Cambrian split did not just define the roles of life, it defined the very architecture of organisms. Animals, shaped by conflict, bear the tools of competition: teeth, claws, bones. Plants, shaped by harmony with the environment, evolved no need for skeletons. Their structures, stems, branches, leaves, are designed for reach and efficiency, not combat. This divergence in form reflects a deeper divergence in philosophy, one that still governs the biosphere today. If you liked this analysis, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the fascinating conclusion. Please like and leave a comment, we would love to hear your opinion. Thanks for watching, see you soon.